I'm remarkable, currently studying at Far Eastern University. So today, I'm going to discuss to you what is table tennis, the history of table tennis, the rules of the game, the role of the player, and also I will show you a video on how to execute the skills.
What is table tennis? Table tennis is a type of sports like regular tennis. It also uses ball bearings while holding it in your hand. Two people are fighting it set on the two ends of a toy table divided in the middle of a net. A brief history of table tennis. Table tennis, also called the trademark ping pong. Ball game similar in principle to lawn tennis and played on a flat table divided into two equal courts by a net and fixed across it with at a middle. The object is to hit the ball so that it goes over the net bounce on the opponent's half of the table in such a way that the opponent cannot reach it or return it correctly. The lightweight hollow ball is propelled back and forth across the net by small racket, the bats or paddles held by the players. The game is popular all over the world. In most countries, it is very highly organized, a competitive sport, especially in Europe and Asia, particularly in China and Japan. First invented table tennis. The game was invented in England in the early days of the 20th century and was originally called ping pong. Ping pong is a trademark name for table tennis and associated equipment. The name ping pong was invented by the English firm J. Jacques and Son at the end of 1800s and later trademarked in the United States by Parker Brothers, the board game company. The name table tennis was adopted in 1921 to 1922, when the old Ping Pong Association formed in 1902 was revived. Rules of table tennis. A game is played to 11 points. A game must be won by 2 points. A match is generally the best 3 of 5 games. Each side of table tennis alternates serving 2 points at a time. After tie of score 10-10, service alternates at every point. Hold the ball in your open palm, behind your end of the table. Toss at least 6 straight up and strike it on the way. It must hit your side of the table and then the other side. There is no restriction on where the ball lands on your side or your opponent's side of the table. It can bounce 2 or more times on your opponent's side. If so, that's your point. Bounce over the side or even hit the edge. The serve must bounce in the server's right court and receiver's right court. Note: landing on center line is fair. Doubles partners switch place after their team serves twice. During a rally, if it touched the top of the net and then otherwise land as a legitimate hit, but not when serving. If a serve ball hits the net on the way over and otherwise legally bounced in play, it is a lit serve and it's done over. There is no limit on how many times this can happen. Doubles partners must alternate hitting balls in a rally, no matter when the ball lands on the table. In regular tennis, you may volley the ball, or hitting the ball before it bounces on your side of the net. But in table tennis, this results in a point for your opponent. If you hit the ball in a rally or on a serve and it bounces back over the net after hitting your opponent's side of the table due to extreme spin without your opponent touching it, that is your point. If the ball touched your paddle hand and otherwise result in a legal hit, there is no rule violation and play shall continue as normal. Your paddle hand includes all fingers and hand area below the wrist. You may touch the ball or the table with your paddle hand or other parts of your body. Note: if the table moves at all from your touching it during a rally, That is your opponent's point. An otherwise legal serve or hit may contact the top edge of the horizontal tabletop surface and be counted as valid, even if it's bounced sideways. The vertical side of the table are not part of the legal playing surface.
So, ang mga equipment na ginagamit sa paglalaro ng table tennis ay ang mga racket or paddle, ball, table, tsaka net. Sa skills ng table tennis, merong gripping, stance and footwork, serving, strokes, and spin. In the table tennis or ping pong, the pinhole grip is a name because one grips the racket similarly to the way one holds a writing instrument. Traditionally, pinhole players use only one side of the racket to hit the ball during normal play. The side which is in contact with the last three fingers in the generally not used. The shaken grip is the typical European type grip where the hand of the racket face up and your hand looks like it's ready to shake a person's hand. Players using the shaken grip use both the front, back, and the side of the paddle. Your feet should be wide apart, 1.5 or more shoulder widths apart, so that you can quickly move side to side. Keep your non-dominant foot slightly ahead of the other. For right-handed people, this means keeping your left foot slightly closer to the table. For the left-handed people, it's the opposite. Keep your knees and ankles slightly bent and flexible, with your feet forward on your toes. This keeps your body ready to move forward or backward as needed. Keep your upper body slightly bent at the waist, with the bent ankles, knees, and waist, and your shoulders forward. Your whole body is in slightly crouched position, ready to spring into action. Your arm should be in front of your body, with your elbow and paddle in front of you. These strokes generally used to keep the ball in play, apply pressure on the opponent, and potentially opening up an opportunity for the powerful attack. It is a direct hit propelling it forward back to the opponent. In this, the racket is primarily perpendicular to the direction of stroke. After that, the energy is applied the ball that result in speed rather than spin that creates a shot that does not create arc but is fast enough and difficult to make return by the opponent. It is considered as the reverse of speed drive. In this, the racket is parallel to the direction of the stroke and then the racket hit the ball that result in creating top spin. A good loop will make arc quite a bit and once striking from the opponent's side, the table will jump forward. The counter drives are considered as the high loop drives. In this, the racket is closest to the ball and hit immediately after hitting the table, so the ball travels faster to the other side. When a player tries to hit the ball that does not bounce to the edge of the table, player does not have the room to win up in the backswing. After the ball still be attacked and resulting a shot called flick because the backswing is converted into quick wrist action and the stroke can be resembled a drive or loop. This stroke is used by a player when his opponent return a ball that bounced too high or too close to the net and then player use large backswing and rapid acceleration that result as much speed on the ball as possible. The main goal of smash is to get the ball to move quickly that the opponent cannot simply return it. It is used to keep the point alive and create offensive opportunities and it resembles tennis slice
as the racket cuts underneath the ball by communicating backspin and causing the ball to float slowly to the other side of the table. A push is difficult to attack because backspin on the ball causes it to drop toward the table upon striking the opponent's racket. If you want to attack a push, a player must usually loop the back over the net. It is considered as a bigger, heavier push and can be taken well back from the table. On the stroke, the racket face point must be horizontally and little bit upward, and then the direction of stroke would be straight down. When the ball comes with massive amount of backspin, this kind of drop is difficult to return. It is a simple shot and executing by just placing the racket in front of the ball. Right after the ball bounces, the result in the ball to rebound back toward the opponent with same energy as it came in with. In this situation, it is possible for an opponent to execute a perfect loop, drive, or smash. It is considered as the most impressive shot of the defensive stroke because it passes the ball above 5 meters in height towards the land on the opponent's side of the table with spin. This spin is used usually to keep the ball low and in the game. This spin is hard to return and hence is used a lot while serving. The ball rotates away from the player and so it's hard to hit the ball. To return backspin, smash can be used but it should be very close to the net and with full energy. The trajectory of the ball is perpendicular to the axis of the spin. The ball dips downward before bouncing and approaching the opposing side. To return the spin, the player needs to adjust the angle of the racket. It is not as fast as the backspin but is used predominantly to give the opponent less chance to respond. It is used much while service. As the trajectory of the ball is vertical, side spin doesn't have much effort on the bounce of the ball. The stroke is referred to as a hook. This spin is referred to as drill spin. The trajectory of the ball is more or less parallel to the axis of spin. The spin is not as effective as the ones mentioned above and can be returned with backspin or smash. To make cork spin more effective, it is usually combined with one or more varieties of spin. A table tennis serve is the final basic skills, and it's a crucial skill since the serve is the only time you complete control of the ball and the game. There are a number of different types of serves, each with different pros and cons, but the basics remain the same.